You're watching the Arsenal Vodcast. Arsenal face 3 games in 5 days over the festive period, and Marouane Chamakh admits that Christmas football will be a new experience for him.
Well, it'll be a bit strange for me because it's a first. Firstly, because you play during the festive period. Secondly, because the games are being played so soon after each other. So I'll be like a little kid who discovers this for the first time. I think the main factor will be how we manage our physical condition. We're lucky to have a very large squad with lots of talent, so I think the manager can rely on this and swap players around if needs be. So the team who manages its stamina the best will gain the most points during this intense period. But it will feel strange to play every other day.
Wojciech Szczesny has been tipped for the top by Arsene Wenger, and the Polish keeper says that is a huge boost to his confidence.
It's a massive club, and to hear that from the best manager in the world is amazing, you know, especially at this age. I'm not a goalkeeper that has made it in football just yet. I'm still learning, and to hear that from Arsene Wenger is amazing for me. But I just keep my head down and keep working hard to prove him that he is right saying that. And hopefully when I get my chances, I will take them with both hands, and I will show the fans as well that he really is right.
The centrepiece of every home game at Emirates Stadium is the pitch. For many fans, this hallowed turf is considered sacred ground, and for the ground staff charged with its care, it's an annual obsession. Each game takes meticulous planning, and this week Arsenal World goes behind the scenes as the ground staff prepare for a typical match day.
So straight away after the last game, we'll use a rotary mower to suck up all the debris that's been left on top, and then we'll bring out the light units straight away, and that helps just stand the grass up as soon as possible. And then for the next 2 days, we'll probably just walk over divoting with forks, and that's just basically knocking back the grass wherever there's been a slide tackle or someone's put their foot down a bit too heavy.
While the grass is the most visible layer on game days, there are many layers of the latest pitch technology beneath the surface.
It starts off with like a sheeting, a membrane, and that stops any worms or anything like that coming up from down below the surface originally. And then we'll put a gravel layer onto it, and then basically it's sand and soil from there. And what makes this pitch a bit different from the rest is that we have a plastic strings about 7 inches deep, and basically that's injected all over, so the roots will grab hold of that, and then it makes it very difficult to pull the grass out basically.
As with everything at the club, the influence of Arsene Wenger is evident in the preparation of the playing surface.
Yeah, the manager gets involved quite a lot, especially with the build of the pitch in the early stages. Now he kind of just leaves us alone and lets us, because he knows that we can provide. We know what he wants, and that's what we provide for him. It's just like the quickness of the pitch. Like you'll sometimes see us watering before the game, even when it's been raining or stuff like that. And that's not really to water the pitch. That's just to wet the leaf. So that means the ball will move slicker across the pitch, and that means the passes will get to the players quicker. And that's what the manager wants. He wants a good surface all year round, so there's no surprises when he comes in on a match day. He wants the players to know what they're going to get.
After several days of divoting, the 4-man team at Emirates move on to the next phase of preparation, approximately 1 week out from the match.
Basically, we just fertilise half of the pitch, so we're going to water that in. What that does is just makes it react quicker, gets down to the roots quicker, and that's basically it. So what we're doing is we're moving the lights down to the south half. They've been at the north half for a few days now, so we just don't want the grass burning. So we're going to move them down to the south so the pitch gets a complete equal coverage of light. So it all stays the same colour and stays as strong as possible over the whole pitch. We basically try and keep off the same tyre marks, so keeps the wheel marks down to a minimum, so they're easy to get out, so the public don't see wheel marks when they're watching the game, hopefully. We're just finishing off cutting now. We cut every couple of days, just depending on growth. In the summer, obviously, a lot more than the winter. We go down to about 22 millimetres. we're cutting it now about 27, just keeping the grass happy, doesn't stress it out as much. So that's what these Hondas cut at. Obviously with the stripes that you see in the pitch, you'll see a light stripe and a dark stripe. The light stripe, you obviously go down and then you come back on the dark stripe. If you went over to the other side, it would be the stripe that you thought was dark would be light. So it's just the way the grass lies. Obviously you push it one way and then you push it the other way coming back, so it gives you the dark and light effect.
1 week on, it's early morning on match day, and Reece Watson is putting on the finishing touches, marking out an immaculate Emirates pitch.
We string line every line, and we mark it out 2 ways as well, just to make sure it's nice and crisp and make sure it's really bright white. It's quite difficult to keep straight because the grass lies in different ways, so it will move the marker as you're moving along, so you've got to really concentrate and keep it on the string. If you don't, it will look awful. So it can go wrong quite quickly, but hopefully today it'll be nice and straight as soon as I'm doing it.
Slowly and carefully the pitch is marked out, while the rest of the crew sets up the goals. Just hours away from kick-off, their work is nearing its end, and the team reflects on a job well done.
I think a lot of our work, you do have to take good pride in it, and it makes you work better. So before the game we'll have to go and just sit up in the stand and just look at it from a fan's point of view and just see how it looks. And normally we're quite happy with it. Sometimes we're not, but yeah, I just think it's good for you to get that pride in your work and to have a good look at it.